Hi, my name is Akhilesh and I welcome you all to the TechShots show. Today we have Mr. Ravinder Arora, Global CISO Infogain. Ravinder comes with 19 years of experience in cybersecurity. Welcome to the show, Ravinder.
Thank you so much, Akhilesh. I'm really excited and looking forward for this interview.
So let's begin the discussion. Let's begin something like how you start in your day in a typical work from home situation, especially when cybersecurity is a nightmare these days.
Okay, I think it's a great question, Akhilesh, because you understand that cybersecurity has really become very important and really become critical for the organization. And being a global CISO for Infogain, every day I think there are new challenges, and I truly believe starting your day really makes a difference. So I'm always an early riser from my school, college days. I was not the person who will actually, will be awake till night, 2 o'clock, and then he's waking up today morning in 10 o'clock or something like that. I was always early riser, so same routine I follow. I get up by 6 o'clock, and most important part, I start my day with some meditation. I think that is really helpful. That really help after some meditation, some yoga. I make sure that I complete my 10,000 steps. Sometime, it could be 7,000, 8,000. Then, rest of 2,000 I try to complete in the evening. But I make sure that, with some good yoga and meditation, I complete my 10,000 steps. Then I'm a father of twin daughters, and I am really, wait for them to wake up. So around 8:30, I go to them. I actually wake them up, and then I play. I spend some time to playing with them. They both are they also love to play with me. After by 9 o'clock I start my day, when there are definitely there are lots of mail, lots of tasks to do. So this is typically how my day starts.
Good to hear that, especially about your family, Ravinder, and your work life. And coming to the next question, about it's about work-life balance. Now, so number one, does it really exist in work-life balance, in especially work from home? And there's so much of challenges, especially for the cybersecurity professionals. So number one, does work-life balance exist? And if yes, then what is your mantra of having creating a work-life balance?
So, Akhilesh, I think I truly exist this love, this work-life balance, and it must be. I don't think so. That anybody in this world can work 24 hours, and they are not having any good time for relax, or maybe unwind himself, because this is the most important thing which actually keep us going. I already told you, information security, cyber security is really a critical field. We most of the time we really have to be in our toes, because whenever we hear any news of any security incident happened around the globe, there is a hack, there is a theft that is actually happening every day. There is no news. It really gives nightmare for the CISO. So this, if work life balance will not exist, then it will really create problem psychologically, mentally, physically. So for me, and for work life balance, everybody can have a different view on that, but my view is very clear. I think that is really important. So how we can do, because when we are working from home, then we can be available anytime for the calls and everything. I think somewhere for the 2 hours in a day, 2-3 hours, I make sure, especially in the evening, I actually took time from all my emails. I doesn't schedule any calls in that time. I try to avoid having any calls that time, especially between 6 to 8. These 2 hours I spend time with my family, and I actually do something which really help me to unwind myself, which are really my hobbies. Sometimes I go and go on a car drive with my kids. We go to market for some shopping, some small things that really makes a difference. I spend time with my wife. I talk to them. We all sit together, have some good food, some good tea. So this is 2-3 hours I really try to make myself available for my family. And this is I can define work life balance. And another important thing I would really like to emphasize this, that this work life balance really help you to actually be more productive. If there will be only work, there will be no fun, there will be no balance between your personal and professional life. Even I don't think so. I think your performance will really question. I think I can, perform well when only I have some my unwind time.
So you talk so much about family, but besides that, I have seen you often speaking to college students and attending and speaking on various industry forums, giving interview to people like me. At the same time, I've seen you traveling in different locations to meet your team members. So how you manage all these, considering there's so much pressure of work, at the same time you're spending quality time with your friend, and you have limited, everybody has a limited time, like 24 hours a day. So how you manage all these?
So I think in my, some of earlier interviews, I also stated that information security is my passion. Another important thing, I really, really, love talking back to the students. I really, encouraging them. I really, love to motivate them. And, in most of my topics in, colleges that I actually went, most of my topic will be based on how to make a great career, how to make a great organization, how to make a great society. I come from a very small town. I think I was struggling badly in my teenage to get some good guidance on, to make a, career in information technology or maybe any other field. So now when I feel that I'm privileged that, I stand somewhere in the industry, I have 19 years of experience. I have seen this, industry growing, especially cybersecurity, information security. I know what could be the best of career options for the student. So this thing, I really want to go back and share with, all communities, all the students, because if they are looking for the right guidance, if I could be that person who can, guide them, who can motivate them, I think I really feel good about that. I really feel good. And, meeting with the team, I think on another end, I'm very social person, especially in this pandemic time, when you're talking to your team, always on a virtual mode. It's been, close to 2 years now. And when situation is getting better, we all are vaccinated, then I try, I try to take some steps that where we can have some, team lunches together. I can go and I can meet with my team, and it really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. Maybe these, virtual platforms can be best, medium to have a face-to-face conversation. It can be as real as it could be, but I don't think so still that, face-to-face meeting, your warmth of relationships, and when you actually talk to your people, I think it really makes a difference. So this is all I really, like and love about it.
I think sharing my personal experience, I think on these virtual platforms you can connect professionally, but you cannot build a rapport between
Apple, yeah.
people, and you cannot trust people. Like, so I don't know, like you cannot build. I feel the gap. I'm sure you must have.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
think
you're
if you
working
will
in the
see,
same
yeah,
direction.
in Infogain, I joined a year back, and I joined in this work from home, so-called normal scenario now, and I was looking forward to meet with my team. So, but now I think situation is better, so I really, love to meeting with them, to have, discussion with them. And it's not only about the professional front. I also love to, hear about their personal, front as well, about about their families, how they spend their day, how they manage their, work life balance, the same thing you're asking me. And I really love, if I can be helpful for them in any manner. So I think that is all I, like about that.
So, as you just said that you have joined in work from home situations. So how is it like joining when amidst the crisis, amid the pandemic, especially for a cyber security? I know I'm emphasizing a lot of cyber security, but everybody knows that during the pandemic, when people moved from work from home location, it was very challenging, especially from the cyber security professionals. So many people were like everybody was working from the comfort of their home on their own network, and the boundary between professional devices and personal devices were blurring. Like maybe their kids were also using for their classroom or office connect, and they may be playing games or anything. So what was it like joining between the pandemic for a CISO?
So, I mean, I must say that Infogain onboarding process, joining process was really wonderful. And I know it was not easy to join, in work from home scenario, when you have to, interact with so many stakeholders. You're new to the organization, and when you're going to the office, it really makes a difference. But I think the heads off to our joining team, our HR team, our leadership team, that really, they give me an environment where, it doesn't feel any time that I'm working in a virtual environment, or I'm joining in a, virtual environment. I think it was a wonderful experience. And definitely, I mean, for CISOs, when everyone is working from home, it really, raised some more security concern. And the most of the time, you really have to deal with, you really want to avoid any security incident when people are working from home. I believe, they are using their home Wi-Fi, and, we have less controls. But, this Infogain, we really made sure that we have a good security controls on endpoints. We have good monitoring solution where we can, monitor or, block any suspicious, any malicious activity. I think on that way we are really, able to manage, and we are managing well, all I can say.
And so coming back to the pandemic again, so what did you all learn from the pandemic, professionally and personally, and the learnings which you think will continue with you throughout your life, personally and professionally, both the facts?
So I think firstly I would like to, share my thoughts on personal front. In this second wave, we all were, I mean, we are 6 members in the family. We all were hit by, COVID. But thanks to God, by God grace, we all were, able to recover at home, and there was no major impact. But that, that was a difficult time. And that time really taught me on a personal level that life is really precious. Your health is really important. I think, most of the time we are busy with, so many activities, which actually satisfy our more, needs in terms of, commercials, and in terms of, our, but we ignore this most important factor, which is our health, which is our, because one thing is really sure, that whoever is going to be, healthy person in the future, whoever is going to be having a good immunity, they will able to survive more, they will able to, fight more with all this, pandemic disease and all that. So one thing on personal front, and I really made many changes, after recovering from COVID. I make sure that 1 hour in a day I am contributing for my health. I already mentioned you, I take, 10,000, 8,000 steps in a day. I also, try to have good, vegetables, try to avoid some junk food. That I think in my whole life, I was never, person like that. I was a, big foodie, always used to have junk food and all that. But I think I really made a good switch, and everyone in the family. On professional front, what I learned, most important part in this pandemic, that we really have to be flexible, Akhilesh. Now, I mean, you really can't, work on all this traditional approach for your leadership or your, managing team and all that. We really have to be flexible with new way of, this learning, with new way of working. I think this is one thing. If you are flexible, I think you can survive in the industry. If you are ready to learn new things, if you are ready to adopt new technologies, we are in this so change, fast changing environment. I think this is the only way for, surviving.
Deep diving into your question on like change in leadership, work-life culture, and interaction with teammates inside the business, outside the business. Can you elaborate more on this? Like how it is going to change forever? I'm talking about long-term impact and also short-term impact. Like how it is going to change forever.
Akhilesh, if you will see, I think, there is a huge difference between the way we were working 2 years back and every organization, the way we are working currently. I know, some organizations, they were never in a favor of work from home. Okay, but I know these organization has given 100% work from home currently. So, in some cases, this, pandemic has really taught some new ways of working. That is, and in a long-term impact, I think it will never be a, it will never be a traditional approach now. It is most of the organization are going to take this hybrid mode. I know some organization has announced that people come back to the office, but not with the 100% workforce. Now they want the 30%, 20% most critical people. Those are required to work from office. They can come back and they can work. Otherwise, rest of the people, because now organization has understood that we all can perform from work from home, and productivity is also good. We can manage things. We can manage security, information security, cyber security. We can manage infrastructure from the home. Then why there is need to call people at home? And there are other benefits as well. We all understand that you have to manage so many things: food, transport, buildings, infrastructure, and everything. But now you have options. I know some organization, they have actually closed their some offices permanently. Organizations were having 10 offices in Delhi NCR. Now they are only running from 2 core offices, where only required workforce, 20% workforce will work. In the future, rest 80%, 70% of the workforce will always work from the home. I think this is the new model that we really have to understand, that it will be a hybrid mode. I don't think so it will be ever be 100% workforce will be back to the office in any organization.
And so much talk on pandemic and leadership, but I think no interview can end without talking about technology when it comes to a CIO or CISO. So tell me some latest innovations on IT front, or your project, or something very interesting that we'll love to hear.
Okay, so I can tell you in generic way. Definitely, I cannot share. All I can say that in my organization, we are using best of security tools that we are using to ensuring that, because information security is topmost priority. Infogain, information security, data privacy, our client data security. This is our topmost priority, and we invested a lot when we move to the work from home in best of security tools. Apart from other technologies, I think I already mentioned, Akhilesh, that this world is really changing, especially in terms of technology, in terms of new techniques that we are using. Because when it comes to information security, I always say that hackers are always one step ahead. In terms of the guy we are protecting, they always come up with the new ways of hacking. In the same way, I think we really have to be on our toes, and we really have to be come forward with our new ways of technology to protect that. Let me give you an example. I remember there was a technology called SIM. I think 4 years, 3 years, only 3 years back, it was for log analysis, retention, log correlation. But now SIM is an outdated word. Only 2 years back, 3 years back, it was very much in the market. Now there's a new technology called SOAR, okay, which is a more refined, basically avoid false positive, and which is a more refined way of real time monitoring of alerts and action and remediation everywhere. In application security, which is need for any organization for security of application. Now most of the application security tool come with AI capabilities, artificial intelligence capabilities. If you will see, most of the XDR tools, antivirus, that are coming with DLP in one suite, having XDR to actually protecting organization from latest threats. So I think technology is really changing every day. We are more dependent on AI, RPA techniques to strengthen our security. So this is the new way of technology is all I can see.
So, Ravinder, it was really nice speaking to you and hearing some of your work-life balance mantra, and how trying to establish a rapport between your teams, especially during the pandemic, when all the meetings and connections among people are happening on the virtual mode. So I'll try to adopt some of them and get back to you in case I need to upgrade myself again. So
Thank you
thank you
so
for
much.
your time, and hope
Yeah.
to catch up soon.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Akhilesh, for having me here. I really enjoyed this conversation with you, and looking forward for more in the future. Thank you so much.